Greetings of peace and thanks for tuning in. May the peace and blessings of Allah be with you. So in this video, we're going to be looking at marriage from a galactic divine point of view. As above, so below. If we look at our solar system, we have a sun, we have planets that orbit that sun, and the moons that orbit the planets. So from a marriage perspective, metaphorically speaking, the sun represents the husband, the planets that orbit the sun are the wives or wife, and the moons that orbit the planets are the children. So the sun is the leader. All the planets orbit the moons, the planets, they all orbit the sun. The sun in our solar system is moving in our galaxy, and our planets and moons follow the sun. So the sun, the husband, is the natural leader of a family unit, natural leader of creation itself. The physical vessel, the male physical vessel, has a greater capacity for containing God's source energy within it. So women crave, are magnetized, are gravitized to a sun that has a lot of source energy. They want to orbit that sun because that sun is going to give them the most blessings, the most light, the most abundance, the most harmony, the most peace that they can possibly experience. And they'll be more fertile to have whatever they want to create, if that's children or just what they want to create in the world. So they need that. The planets need the wives, they need that energy source from the sun. So the sun's purpose is to bring in as much God's source into its vessel and emanate that light source into creation. So in the Quran, Allah says in chapter 4, verse 3, "And if you fear that you will not do justice by the fatherless, then marry what pleases you of women, 2 or 3 or 4. But if you fear that you will not do justice, then 1." So in divine law, a man can have up to 4 wives. So they can court up to 4 wives. That doesn't mean you go looking at all the women. You have to make sure you do it properly. You make sure you're always lowering your gaze. But why does God allow man to have 4 wives, but a woman only 1? With As the woman represents the planets, they have the fertility, they have the creativity, they have the qualities that God created in them. Um, that if a planet has many suns, which represents men, say they have 2 or 3 men in their orbit, the planet is going to get pulled this way, it's going to get pulled that way, it's going to be out of alignment, it's going to be in disharmony. The weather patterns on the planet are going to be all out of whack because they're orbiting around this sun, they're getting pulled to the next sun. They're not in harmony, they're not in alignment. Um, they're not going to enjoy their experience. They're not going to have the proper uh, experience in creation. It's going to be out of alignment. They're going to have problems. They're not going to have a proper family unit as well because then the moons are going to be out of whack as well. So for a woman, they're designed to have 1 sun that they orbit. If they go and run off with other suns, this is going to create disharmony. Or if they choose a sun that's a black sun, that doesn't have the God source energy, or a very weak God source energy, that planet is going to become barren. They're not going to have the blessings, they're not going to have the abundance and fertility as they would with a very bright sun, which is a man that it can embody God source energy. So that is why a man can marry up to four wives, because they have the capacity to have the pull, the gravitational pull to have a planet or up to four planets orbiting that sun. Now, if this sun becomes very powerful, the light of the sun can uplift and raise the frequency of not only of its own family and the people around them, but the entire planet, as well as the whole of creation. So, as God says in the Quran in chapter 2, verse 227, verse 228, and if they decide on divorce, which is referring to women, and if they decide on divorce, then God is hearing and knowing, and divorced women shall wait by themselves 3 menstrual courses. So a man at any given time can court up to 4 wives, but a woman has to wait 3 menstrual cycles before she can go to a new sun. And this is the same example that I gave before. If she has a son that she wants to break away from, it's going to take time for her to let go of that gravitational pull to properly integrate with the new son that she wants to be with, um, to um, properly be integrated into that new son. So it's very important for women not to have too many suns in her orbit. She needs to pick one sun that she can properly orbit, that she can have the proper light that she needs to have blessings, abundance in her life. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Take Allah as your shield. May the peace and blessings of Allah be with you.